Welcome to Chicago, the city where you speak your mind, and skies light up like the 4th of July. Foot working in the streets from 9 to 5. Not your average Joe, and the only island I know is Stony, and that ain't no lie. Now streaming on Spotify, Pandora, and iHeartRadio. It's Miss Hip Hop, and we live, baby. Time to represent Chicago's #1 podcast, Speak Your Mind. Hey, what's up, Chicago, and welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Hip Hop, aka Queen Star, and I want to talk about some exciting news today, okay? Now, more than 1,700 students at Benito Juarez High School on the Lower West Side of Chicago, they were surprised each with a debt-free college scholarship. Isn't that pretty awesome? Now, this was for the entire student body, and it was all made possible through a nonprofit organization called Hope Chicago. And not only is Hope Chicago paying for free tuition for students, but they're also extending to one parent to continue on their education and have that paid for as well. Isn't that cool? I think that's amazing. So many students are always worried about going to college and paying college tuition. And, sometimes the parents want to continue on their education too, and they can't because they have to worry, about how to get the child to school. Well, thanks to Hope Chicago, all that is in wraps, so this is so cool. Now, another thing that's so cool about Hope Chicago paying for a full ride scholarship for seniors is that the things that will be paid for, which is what we always worry about, is room and board, book fees, tuition, and other college expenses. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And this is all for Chicago public students, we need this. I think every state needs this, but yeah. Now, Hope Chicago has been collecting donations for over 2 years with different schools to get funding for students and parents. Therefore, the students will be able to attend one of Hope Chicago's 20 partner universities, colleges, or any other educational programs across the state of Illinois. What a blessing. And those kids were so grateful. They got on camera. They were talking about it like, oh my God, now I don't have to worry about, filling out this financial award or that financial application just to go to school, or taking out multiple loans. Everything's already paid for. It's a big relief off my parents' shoulders, and that is so true. Now, the way that this works is now, when you're growing up, everybody doesn't feel like, school is for me. But this is why school is so important, because you're not only going to school for educational purposes, you can also go to school for a trade too, to become a plumber, a cosmetologist, things of that nature, things that trigger you and attract you for future goals. And I think that's amazing because they have so many, opportunities ahead of them that they don't have to worry about the one thing. And that's, how am I going to pay for my educational needs? So that is so cool. This news will also come to a surprise or a shock to 4 other CPS schools this week. And it will provide over a total of 4,000 students, for a free ride scholarship to college. That's amazing. It's breathtaking to know that, there's an organization out there that gives a care about students and what will happen to them, like in the end and everything. I love it. And this is just great news, for those of you who are wondering, about Hope Chicago and how long they've been around and stuff like that. I'm going to tell you. Now, Hope Chicago is a newly nonprofit organization that supports fundraising for Chicago public school graduates. The whole point is to assist CPS with a more optimistical approach to education. For example, to stop the practice of aid displacements that penalize students who do earn private scholarships from reducing institutional aid, which is financial aid, and for this generation not to accumulate debt or reduce the dropout rates because of financial reasons. We all worried about that. Like, am I going to make it through this semester? Do I have money to put on my books this semester? Do I need to drop out because I don't have the money? You don't have to worry about that anymore, Chicago. This is what makes Chicago so great, programs like this. This will also boost the college enrollment rate for nearby colleges that they've, have been recently in transition with to bring this all possible. This is $1 billion operation, okay? And it's so worth it, This will also reduce property debt. Like I said again, you worry about the dropout rate, and you have everybody feel me. If you come up and struggling financially, and when your parents do get it together to bring you through college, it's still in the back of your mind, do I need to drop out at any point? So this is actually great. So there's no need to worry about the dropout rate increasing at this point. Hope Chicago's goal is to continue to invest $1 billion into free scholarships to CPS for the next decade. And I hope it continues to grow throughout each generation. So, when one set of generation gets a handout, a helping hand, I should say, they're able to go back to where they came from, where they started, and to give back into that organization again. Whoever, is struggling out there right now in Chicago, you wondering like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this? How am I going to pay for that? You may be surprised at, one of your school events with Hope Chicago saying, hey, we got a full ride right here. Now you don't have to worry, and then, like I said, it's genius to add the parents on to that speculation too. I know a lot of married couples out there, or just parents out there that are still trying to extend their educational purposes, and this is the perfect opportunity, especially if your child is a senior and they're getting ready to graduate. Yeah, so shout out to Hope Chicago for sure. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Speak Your Mind Radio. This episode was really important to me because school is really important. Like I said, everybody may not want to go to school to be a dentist, or go to school to be a doctor, go to school to be a lawyer. But there are other things that you can do that society needs, such as hairdressers, you feel me? Barbaras, people that do hair and makeup, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need all of that, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? School ain't got to be boring, but school has a more substantial agreement for you to succeed. And that's one of the students, they said on camera, they said, wow, this gives me a reason to finish out my goals. It gives you an incentive to do what you've been placed on this planet to do. So shout out to education, period. Shout out to, to Hope Chicago. Thank y'all. Okay, I'm going to end this episode, and don't forget to follow me on my TikTok page. It's Nicole, Nichole, 3 8s and a 3 at the end. That's 8883. Nicole, Nichole, 3 8s and a 3 at the end. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye-bye.